He could also play Shinjao if he really wants to. But probably not very good into mid Veigar. As Ari, a mainstay here for Faker, especially last year. He is going to be bringing it out once again. For game number 1, let's do it. DK versus T1.
Is aware.
She's got a nice angle. Kellen going in, but this is Zyra Khan. Very curious about the top side as well. I say that, but Owner is already down here in bottom lane, essentially, looking for a gank as, speaking of which, Canyon looks like he is going to go for a back.
Oh, there we go.
Oh boy, here comes T1 once again. Setting up for a 4-man dive, potentially looking for the hook first. He is going to land it straight onto the Xayah, and down he goes. First blood handed over to Faker.
And that is a best case scenario because we also get the teleport out from Showmaker, right? To try and salvage the play. The setup from Owner as well starts charging up. But this might not have happened the way it did if not for that hook. Nice cold, right? And as soon as that hits with the flash charm, well, he does have Ignite, courtesy of Spellbolt. So that helps a little bit, but not a lot. Owner is a little bit low. Showmaker's just farming up Owner.
Here we go again. Miss on the Sonic Wave as over the wall comes Faker, looking to go onto Canyon here, it looks like, as flash out of Canyon. But look at Showmaker. He is going to get the kill onto Owner, but the roam from the bottom lane comes in. That will be a kill, but Faker looking to go down here. The damage will turn in as Canyon is given over to Guma now as a trade from the bottom lane is happening here in mid. And the chase will continue. Zap going to miss. As Kellen just going to hug the wall here and be able to get away.
I'm going to take control of the river here.
Yeah. Faker picking up Exhaust as the hook gonna land here onto the Rakan. Ignite in as they back away, and Kellen goes straight into a charm. As here is the Exhaust. Owner, though, has the Crescent Guard, but still, inside of it, is going to get taken out. Showmaker and depth extremely low, but Faker has to go into a stopwatch and will actually elect to flash in the face of 3 members of DK, who will, at the end of the day, win the fight.
D+ are trying to settle the Baron here. Showmaker will know now.
Yeah, TP coming in. Carriot in a very awkward spot is just going to Hex Splash over the wall, say goodbye. I do not care about any of you. Zeus looking to get in there, but yeah, they're just disengaging. So T1, they just pick up the dragon anyway.
So, barring a flank, they can run into some issues as Canyon goes in.
Pretty confusing angle. See that Owner is right there, so Canyon just kind of kicks him away as over the wall they go. That's one way to catch the Jinx, as immediately Showmaker just presses R, and the gameplay is there. As the Crescent Guard not really going to help Owner, but the Lantern will. Very nicely placed, but absolutely a fantastic play here from the side of DK. The Showmaker will be fine. Has Merc Treads.
Once you do finish it, she's still insane.
Oh, gonna hit the hook here on the Kellen as he's just got a target on his back right now, as looks like he might survive. Another hook comes in as Carriot just will not miss these today. Depth with no Featherstorm is gonna get Guma excited as he takes down the kill. A charm gonna hit onto Canyon as T1 take a couple of kills and gets what's next. It's the T1 Baron. Let's take a look. I got Rakan. They had a ward over the wall, so I think they saw him run into the bush. Like it wasn't entirely blind.
자기만은 바로 갈 수 있거든. 바로 가자, 바로
We can
가자.
do Baron, and yep. Carrier, as always, making the calls while hitting every hook. It's pretty good at this game. And now T1 doing what they do best. Snowballing their lead, getting the big objective, and pushing as many turrets and their gold lead as far as possible. Just haven't seen him in this game yet. That's all I'm going to say is Kellen goes in, the Lantern is there on Guma, but the cage is going to lock him down. And immediately he goes down and Zeus is here now, but immediately Kana going to take him out. That's that counter pick you're seeing now, but the damage might just be too big. The wall is too heavy for the side of T1 as they're getting into that back line as deep as you possibly can. Kana not tanky enough. And guys, that's the end of the game. T1 just aced them in mid, and they will push for the victory.
That's gonna be it, and even with a perfect execution on Gumayushi there, doesn't have flash, can't get out, it doesn't matter. They escort Cannon out of the fight immediately, doesn't matter, right? The lead is too big. Everyone on T1 is too fat, so even with taking down Gumayushi, it's not even close to enough. And D+.
Oh boy, insult to injury at this point as another hook, this time onto the Xayah. As down goes the Nexus, a 26-minute game.
That is a that's team play, right?
That's crazy. You don't see that very often.
No.
It's just everybody pulling their weight.
Does make a ton of sense here.
Man. We're just getting a treat today. Faker's LeBlanc, Keria Thresh. You could. No way. Okay, God.
How dare you? Oh my.
Keria just trolling DK, but also trolling us.
That was me.
Either way, guys, we are ready to hop onto the Rift for game number 2. Let's do it.
A couple of rune choices here. We do actually see Showmaker go for the Eri. We have seen mostly First Strike or Unsealed Spellbook, so opting a lot more lane dominant here. And I do think that the Talia's success has mostly hinged on how aggressive have you been able to get with it. As the first few levels of Ezreal and Karma is actually like the first 3 are really strong.
Yeah.
Once the first back comes in and Caitlyn Lux gets some levels and actually have their combo available, it gets a lot harder. But right now, Deft and Callan playing with full confidence, which I think is really important if you want to take controls. Yeah, this happens a lot with T1. This is looking like a perfect example of that.
Yeah, the poke already coming in as Guma is quite low, but there goes Deft into it. The Q is going to land on the Keria as he has to flash, but he is dead at first blood. Given over to Kellen with the Ignite.
And we might have a skirmish on our hands here.
Oh, there's the binding. They catch Canyon as in on the wall comes Showmaker. Too little, too late. As Faker is there, in goes the Q from Owner, who has stolen the Lee Sin. Very happy to steal that, as now he's Ezreal and is looking to poke them down underneath this turret. Faker here as well. And already T1 off to a roaring start. As okay, we are going to have a back from one of the guys. It looks like Showmaker was there, but Kellen is not long for this world, although kind of burning down with Faker just with the flash and the chains, as at least Kellen trades one back, but another kill onto LeBlanc is not what you want to see if you're DK.
That does mean that Canyon can't die right from the get-go here. As Keria, that starts with the setup, right? Hits the binding, and then this is what we're talking about, that single target pick. Well then Owner still gets lead, which that's not fair. You can't give him as Deft, gotta keep playing this aggressive. Keep looking.
Yeah, tons of poke continuing. Owner is here. Chains come in onto Kellen. The flash Mantra Q onto Guma.
And build a lead for himself. Here is Faker.
Uh-oh, he is going to get caught, and he tries to dash over the rocks. That's not going to work. Owner, though, is so strong right now as he's just going to auto him down. Able to steal that one here as goes for the Heartbreaker now onto Canyon. Continuing. And now, even with Kellen here, okay, he actually is going to flash. Not the first time we've all seen that one. Canyon waiting. Tons of damage on Naguma still. And now on Keria. The two of them are just extremely low, but the power of the duo from Faker and Owner is just a bit too much as second chains on a Canyon. But here comes Showmaker, and now Owner is on the run, doesn't have flash. He's looking to go down, as down he will. Canyon will take him out. Keria on his way out here. Faker just trying to get the kill at the Canyon, and he will, but he gives a kill over to Deft. And DK are able to handle this one.
Again.
That's just the way it goes, Chronicler.
But they have Unleashed Teleport.
Yeah.
That should be enough, no?
Full story. All right. A little bit of fighting, perhaps. Kana goes all out. Tons of damage on him already as Zeus is just standing up to the Kasate. He's like, yeah, whatever. As down he might go. No, the flash is perfect as he gets out of the damage of Canyon. The coup is just going to skirt by.
Well, what can they do? Like,
they can't do anything.
They've already diverted all their resources unless they're willing to invest a TP for Showmaker.
All right, Gumi, you're going to have to flash. As, uh-oh, the knockup comes in, and down he goes. Which is why DK are so dangerous with this Talia pick. Well, 2v1, we do have a teleport for Kana as, nope, he's going to be, oh, what? Okay. Heartbreaker comes in, Showmaker still on the run, and yeah, the stun is going to land, and you can throw as many rocks as you want. The knockup's going to be nice, but the extra movement speed. He is just gone. As Showmaker, don't think he needed more kills, but sure, gonna pick up, or Owner rather, he is going to pick up his 4th kill.
As double TP here.
All right, really trying to make this a thing. Onto this turret, straight onto a trap. The poke damage is massive.
At the ready.
Oh, the poke is huge. Kellen, oh man, he's getting flashed on right now. Faker is not messing around. Oh! Well, that's flash down now for Kellen. So I guess Faker traded it after all. With the help of Carrier, of course, as over the wall goes Def, takes a massive chunk from the Gnar.
Zeus' movement, man. Utilizing the clouds there as well. Actual cloud-driven interaction.
Whoa.
Loving it. Overheal combo be very strong, as this is the individual pick they're looking for.
Kana going forward, though. He is going to take a massive amount of damage. Even Kana at this point is not tanky enough. As now, very low health bars. The chase is on.
Going in.
T1 are hunting their prey. Baker looking for more damage. Flash over the wall. Carrier immediately dies. And as Owner is going to follow suit, they go a little bit too far. And the prey strikes back.
Oh, big moment there. T1 oversteps Zeus.
Hey, that's going to be rocks on the ground here. Zeus in a bit of trouble. Has lots of damage, but it's going to reset.
Shirley, you let it go now.
On DK, the damage coming in onto Kellen. Down he goes. That's the end of Karma. Deft is all alone. As Kana trying to escort him out, but the flash on in as Zeus again is not messing around. Mega Gnar here as well, as down will go Canyon. 1 by 1, the dominoes fall.
And this one is no exception.
Yeah. I mean, what can you say? Now they have Baron with the siege that they have in this composition. It is going to be deadly, right? As over the wall comes Faker and nearly takes off Def's head. As now, might be enough. Nope, not quite going to burn down. Zult comes in, Faker, Jesus.
So close.
So close.
Ooh, if you get Sawyer's Canyon, is that enough?
Uh-oh. Look at it, look at the damage, like this is an R, okay? Can't even believe it, as they are going to trigger the Mega Gnar, as down will go the Cloud Drake, as Showmaker is just in there, in the pit against Owner. He will have to flash out of it eventually, as T1 are like, I don't know if you guys really want to fight us right now. And DK are like, actually, you know what, you're right. We're just going to run, actually. Right, this comp also has some inherent CC, as T1 say, this is our Baron, thank you very much. And Baker's going to find an enemy jungle, as Canyon is now dead. Baker will collect the kill. I hope Spring Finals has more to offer than this series, that's all I'll say. As the rocks are on the ground, Cassante goes all out, Kana just giving it one last go. As down will fall the inhibitors. Guma now just trying to style, as you do. Baker always looking for the angles. They have the trap set, so they can't really be engaged upon.
3 inhibitors, that's lights out. Turret falls, just to the pressure of Zeus.
It's 1 by 1. The dominoes fall once again, as Zeus is almost on the fountain. I mean, he will not be denied, he says. As okay, lots of damage into the GA Viego, as he won't even die. He's just healing up with the Divine Sunder, and finally, no, they're not even going to get him. Down go all the champions here on the side of DK, as T1 will smash them tonight like a Mega Gnar in a swift 2-0. He was doing a lot in bottom lane, but what are you going to do? They never really allowed him to get to a point where he could carry.
Thank you very much, guys. We're here joined by Carrier Faker from T1 after taking down the plus Kia with a 2-0 game score. Congratulations. It was a clash between LCK first and second place team, but it was a clean sweep. How do you feel? We thought the plus Kia would be a very strong team and our potential playoffs opponent, so I'm so happy that we were able to get this 2-0 win tonight. My teammates played so well today, so we were able to get a very clean win. And also, I think this was the final check of our performance before the playoffs, so it meant a lot to us, and I'm so happy with the clean performance and clean win.
팬분들이 좋아하실 이유가 하나 더 있습니다. 캐리아 선수 혹시
And Carrie,
뭔지
we have
질문하세요?
another good news for you.
들어가지고 올 때.
I just heard it, on my way to the stage, but yeah, Carrie, with this additional POG, you're now sitting at 1,200 POG points. Well, we don't know if you're gonna be the solo player of the split, or you might be tied with owner, but you secured the player of the split for this season and also the first ever support to make it happen.
받으셔서 기쁘고.
I feel so honored to be the first support player to win the player of the split, and I want to share this credit with our teammates. I promise that we're gonna win the spring season.
그리고 페이커 선수 지난 인터뷰에서 제가 오너
And
선수랑
Faker,
캐리아 선수 이제 두분 중에
in the last POG interview, I actually asked you, who do you think will win the player of the split? And you said Carrier. But still, owner got his chance to tie with Carrier. How do you feel about this? For sure, right now, this is a bot lane meta, so Carrier, he's able to pop off a lot more. And Carrier really knows how to exert his pressure around the map, so I saw this coming.
오늘 1세트 이야기 나눠보겠습니다. 페이커 선수 1세트 뱀픽부터 굉장히 흥미진진
I want to go back to the first game. We had a very interesting comp from T1, Kennen first pick, and then, Faker, you played Ari, Jinx, Thresh, bottom duo. It would seem like a very classic T1 comp. So with this new patch, we are having a lot more champions right now. I think this new shift in the patch actually brought a lot of diversity to the meta, so I think we will be able to show more and more picks. And those picks are what we are really good at and already used to playing, so I think we will be able to showcase a lot more in the future too. And Carrier, your Thresh was a menace on the Rift. In what kind of situation do you go for a blind Thresh? I think the opponent gotta figure that out, so I'm gonna keep it on the low.
굉장히 상대팀 입장에서는 너무 무서운 발언인 것 같은데.
And the opponent definitely has to figure things out, or that Carrier Thresh will keep finding those hooks, because today it seemed like your hook was a targeted skill. So let's take a look at this highlight where you were able to actually find the recon hiding in that brush. You actually had about 3-second cooldown on your Q at that point. Well, actually, I kind of predicted that Recon would be hiding around that bush, so I wanted to hook Recon instead of Lee because there was no way I could hook that Lee. So it was a prediction.
보고 끌어도 맞추기가 힘든데 예측을 하고 끄신 거라고 합니다. 그리고 이제 게임이 끝나고 나서 이 쓰레쉬에
And at
대한
the
극찬이
end of that
이어졌는데
game, everyone was so amazed by your Thresh. And when we were able to see you guys on camera in the coach's booth, it seemed like you were also pretty content with your Thresh performance. I was 100% sure I'm getting the POG after that Thresh game, but I didn't want to show that. So I was actually like trying not to express my emotion on my face.
티가 조금 났어요, 그쵸, 페이커 선수?
Faker, but it was obvious, right? I didn't see his face, so I don't know.
쓰레쉬 플레이는 어떻게 보셨나요? 그거 보셨나요?
But how did you like his Thresh performance? I think it was alright.
그리고 2세트에는 드디어 페블랑이
And then in game 2, we had Faker LeBlanc for the first time this season. It was going up against Talia. And then LeBlanc was able to put so much pressure on the Talia in the laning phase. Up until today, the head-to-head record between the two mid-lane champions were 9-9. How do you look at this champion matchup right now? These days, we don't really have a lot of circumstances where there's a huge mid gap happening, but this game, my goal was getting a solo kill, but I didn't accomplish that, so it's a bummer. But hopefully, in the playoffs, you'll be able to get a solo kill on the mid lane. And starting from 2022, your LeBlanc is on a 15-game winning streak. How can you do that? Well, today my LeBlanc performance was a little bit off, and some of my past LeBlanc games are also not perfect, but my teammates did a great job to compensate that. So I want to say thank you to my team.
저희 다 같이 화면을 한번 보자고 하시는데 네.
So this was how Keria was feeling after the game 1 performance. He was pretty happy with his own performance. And Faker, you told us you couldn't see his face, so this is a replay we prepared for you. Do you think that was obvious that Keria got so excited about his POG incoming? Pretty charming, you know? I think it's a scene from a Netflix drama, you know? What kind of genre? Rom-com, obviously. Keria, what do you feel about that?
다시 보니까 디테일이 좀 살아있는 것 같네요.
Oh, I like my facial expression. It's pretty detailed.
좋은 플레이 있고 나서 저런 표정.
네, 근데 너무 아까운데.
No more zoom in, please. No more zoom in.
네, 그만큼 또 멋진 플레이를 보여주셨고 그걸 본인도 이제 아는 듯한 표정이었고요. 그래서 계속해서 질문 이어가 볼게요. 페이커 선수의
Faker,
연승
they
결승까지 이어가실 예정이시죠?
you got another win for your LeBlanc. So how far will it go? I mean, the more wins, the better, you know. But I don't really care too much about, you know, keeping the winning streak. You know, one day you get to drop a game, and I don't really care much about it. How are the opponents gonna end your winning streak though? They gotta break the nexus. And T1 got another win in a very important series of the regular season, and the very final opponent of the regular season will be Nongshim Radforce. So we have gone through all of the playoffs opponents with a very good performance, so I'm happy with that, and I hope we can also end the season on a good note by winning the Nongshim series, and we will do our best to prepare for the playoffs. What about you, Faker? Yeah, we are nearing the end of the regular season. Yeah, it is true that we are on the first place, but we shouldn't let our guards down during the playoffs. So we will keep working hard and grinding for the playoffs. And this will be the end of the interview from Faker Keria, and we're going to pass it back to the space. Thank you.